Everybody, and welcome to another edition of Minecraft Musings. No, sorry, I was getting way too cheesy with it. No, but I am excited because I just had this great idea. We're gonna build. We're gonna build. Actually, I guess it'd make even more sense to do this. All right, never mind. He's not even here. We're gonna build a llama coaster. There we go. Dun 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 dun. Anyways, actually, before we do that, let's see. We got. Ugh. Yeah, see, there's so much potential for coincidences. But anyways, yeah. I was just having so much fun summing up the hour-long episode. That just made me think too. It's like, there is a whole different. I mean, there's different pros and cons to the hour and the half hour. Like the half hour, it's a great example of I want to say it's continual development or something like that. But I know that, or it's like the waterfall method, or I mean, the Scrum method is where you have like continual meetings to develop software, or and there's all these different like methodologies, and that was one of the things that I had to know when I was trying to apply to be just like an intern somewhere, is like, oh, well, do you know what this process is? And it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Even though it would just take them like 2 seconds to explain it to you, be like, we work in fast sprints to make software, or or we do this, we do that, and they'll almost always tell you right after, but they'd like to see if you know. And I don't know, and it's hard for employers too because they have to test like all these different things and feel really secure about wanting to invest the time and the money and the safety too because they have to work with you. If you don't check out, they got to leverage that whole thing too. And it's like, how well do they work under pressure? And you might think, oh, okay, well, like, are you going to be nice to work around? It's like, no, are you going to like punch me in the face if I tell you there's a deadline? Like, things to think about. I mean, fortunately, that doesn't really happen. I mean, yeah, no, I want to say it doesn't, but then at the same time, hmm, that's a really grim thing to think. And we're about to build a llama roller coaster. Yeah, let's go ahead and move towards that. Let's go ahead and put the melons away. Anyways, so no, I'm just talking about like, and no, I'm a big fan of Fight Club. I think that was a brilliant movie. It was a scary movie because of just how real it could be. Um, and yeah, so it's like, normally when you see something fictional, it's like, okay, that's scary, but is that really gonna happen? That whole like Thor meme where he squints, like, is that really gonna, probably not. Like the chances of that happening, and once you feel more comfortable about how the chances are, and yeah, you could still be surprised, and that's what they always have the person say in every one of the movies, like, oh, this wasn't supposed to be possible. How was this possible? Like, and just like reassuring that this is such a magnificent feat, such a work of fiction or a feat of fiction. So, anyways, I definitely digress on that. Let's go add this layer of um, emerald blocks. So I'm also thinking that the llama coaster comes around through here. This is gonna be like an amusement park. It's gonna be like like we could have it like circle through there. Maybe do like a figure eight Mobius strip thing. Yeah, yeah, there's potential. So actually, wait, where did we end up on that last one? I see it's not done there. This could be a long trek. Yes, it is on the like probably the exact other side. So, anyways, what I was saying is like, yeah, we could have a roller coaster type thing, and that's another experiment over there. If you see that kind of diagonal, of course you see it. My reticle's on it, so um, or my pointer. So that's actually just one block of lava, or one bucket of lava. So there we go. So what I can do with that is I can go all the way to build height and all the way to to bedrock, and I can have one chain of lava to the thing. And I might do it, I might not. Someone might hear that and be like, "All right, I'm going to do that bet," and then they'll make a very famous video or something, or I don't know. And go for it, run with it, stand on these shoulders. Like, and I keep thinking about that. That's my favorite, one of my favorite, well, things, sayings, instances, memories, like, it's just so profound. And you can see that on CSU's campus or look it up. It's someone famous, and every time I look it up, it's like oh yeah, it's like Aristotle or I don't know, And even saying that, like a lot of people out there be like probably like yelling from the back, it's so and so. Like, no, but anyways, it's basically like I saw what I saw because I stood on the shoulders of giants, and that's even really butchered of what it probably says. Oh, but my tools are good. Let's go mine. So, anyways, yeah. So same with my Python tutorial. In fact, like that's what I was trying to do with that bug bounty. Because so a little backstory of that, I found a bug in the rot. Wait, am I even recording? Okay, good. I've done that. Talk to myself. Like, oh, but no, the rotation 13 or the rot 13 encryption algorithm is broken. There's a bug. I still haven't figured out what it is, and I've even tried like completely erasing it and then writing it again, and I want to say I've even copied the code and ran it in the other one because so each little window on that tutorial, and I'm going to do that as my next video. I did put out 2 videos of me doing some code wars challenges, which actually went pretty well. I think. I mean, I still struggled with them, so it's like good to see. Oh wait, what? That doesn't look right. Anyways, um, let's see. We'll go here. So, but basically, oh wow, I completely forgot what I was talking about. So, oh no, the Code Wars. Sorry, let me get some water. We do need a lot of iron for rails, and like, even though it's probably easier to mine iron higher up, we'll just do this because we can also get these bricks, and maybe use the bricks for the actual track for, or what the support for the rail tracks. So, anyways, um, oh crud, then what was I talking about? Give me a sec. Wow. Um, I mean, it wasn't. Usually, it's easy to circle back. It was something about reducing friction or how cool and how easy education was, and I don't know. We could always talk about work stuff too, but that's I don't know. I feel like that's kind of. Although actually, yeah, that is important. Kind of saving people from finding out themselves, or like I don't know. And it's easier said than understood. I think that's phew, that's probably one of the most profound things I've said in a while. But it's easier said than understood because it's easier said than done. A lot. Oh my gosh. Nope, no, no. And that didn't. I was like, nope. I went too close. All right, so that was short. Actually, you know what? Let's go. Let's go do exactly that. It's more logical to mine for iron higher up because it's easier to break through the bricks, the blocks, the not cobblestone, regular stone. There you go. So, anyways, and I was oh yeah, the Route 13. There was a bug. So I put out a bug bounty saying like, if you can fix this, let me know. And then I don't think I even said I think I even said that there's no cash because I'm not exactly rich, but you'll get the yeah, I said something cheesy like, but you'll get the notoriety of being the one who fixed the bug. So, and you really do. You get to say that, and you'd be surprised how much like little things can do for your resume when you're going out to start job searching. Because I was the treasurer for the Association for Computing Machinery at CSU, and that was just for my senior year. I went to a few of the meetings um, before that, but then we held elections, and yeah, and I think I want to say I ran unopposed, but anyways, I still like put in the work, did the stuff, like gathered the few membership fee dues, and and met with the other officers. So I still did something, and we still talked about like what would be in the best interest for companies to come talk to CSU students, because that was the point of ACM. Sorry, let's back up and talk about that. So the point of ACM is to connect businesses in industry or potential employers to potential talent or students. So, and there was an ACMW, which not to be segmented or segregating, but it was an additional resource because there was just so few women in STEM, and that's one of the first things I noticed. There was like one female to every 10 males, and honestly, we're not even going to try to go down to the whole other thing. Like, and I think that's why I kind of like sound condescending or non-caring about the whole. It's not that I don't care. It's just that it takes too much time and effort to talk through that part. So, kudos and good luck, but that's the best I can do right now. Because yeah, we're talking about, see right there, women in STEM, which is very important to me because I mean, already you have a lot of other considerations you got to take into consideration when, you know, considering problem solving for women versus men. Like they get attacked a lot more. There's the rape aspect. Like there's all these different like much scarier things that men don't have to think about, or not nearly as much. I mean, mind you, it could still happen. I mean, there's the who was it, Nicki Minaj, who was like drugging and stealing. But I mean, she wasn't actually raping them. So you imagine how like embarrassing and like horrible that is. You wake up from with a headache and a hangover that you were drugged, and oh, now your money's missing, and oh, and also they violated you. And so it's like, okay, even saying it like that, it's a perspective and it's a thing that like, people, unless you've witnessed that or unless you've really understood when people describe it. And see, that's the other thing too. I think it's just having a lack of imagination is a big cause for a lot of problems. The people that are less imaginative, people that maybe took to reading or weren't as good at reading or something, and through no fault of their own, and then never got the additional help that they needed or the additional time to practice or the additional empowerment, really. Because again, just like tech issues, people that, might not be the best at reading or don't enjoy reading or don't do a lot of reading, um, it could just be that they didn't just feel empowered enough. And that's fine. That's very real. Like, we've all been there with something. And that's why I wanted to talk about my football coach. Sorry, I don't know if that's in the hour long one or the half hour one. Now the music's getting all intense, but it's because he was bad at finances. I worked at a local burger joint, and he would come in and get food, and we'd say hi and it'd be all great. And then he'd be like, oh, or something happened like, I think he said hi and he was all excited and I was all excited to see him. I'm like, hey coach, um and I think my manager had to tell him that his check bounced or something. And it was just like, oh. And of course I didn't care. I was like, I didn't care if he robbed the place. I'd be like, oh, see you later, coach. Or I would care about that. But like, it's kind of like the point of like I definitely wouldn't have cared if he was having, and it wasn't even that he was having financial hardships, or maybe because I mean he's a high school teacher and football coach, like, teachers don't get paid all that well still, I want to say. But I mean, I say that at the same time, I kind of take that back because if you rise the ranks, like I think everybody has to start like at the ground level, and then like if you make it up into administration, or if you've been like if you've spent so many years with the place, like you still need a livable wage. Don't get me wrong, and I still say it could be more, but even understanding economics and business as much as I do, which is still only a minor, mind you, I still know that there are other things to take into consideration. Like it's not all hunky dory. Like, oh, like someone's hoarding all the wealth, and I mean we kind of feel like that because there are wealthy people, but you got to remember they didn't just. I mean, well, I say that, but for the most part, they didn't just sit around and do nothing to get that. And they're not doing nothing with it. Like, they're still doing stuff, and we need to give them the benefit of the doubt until we can prove it otherwise. And if we can prove that there's, like, Mr. Burns out there, then yeah, maybe we should be like, hey, and not forceful, not breaking any laws, mind you. Like, there should never be an excuse for any of that. Like, and that's what, like, again, everybody's saying it. All the religions are saying it. Like everybody, that's the first thing you learn is like be kind, do unto others. Like, I mean, and even if you're not religious, it's like just treat others as you want to be treated. It still is. Like it's yeah. Oh wait, what is all this? I don't even know what that is. Oh, amethyst. All right. I mean, yeah, we're taking all this. Nice. This is what I thought I saw out in the water on the other video, and it's like this stuff. Although I want to see almost. So there's two different types of amethyst. There's budding amethyst, like as I've played in creative, and I want to say that the crystals are on. And I also got to make sure that I either use silk touch or maybe I can just harvest them. Let's see. Looks like that's a lot of. Oh, do I just get shards? Yeah, that makes nah. Now if I silk touch it, okay. Oh, I need to carry a pickaxe that has silk touch. Actually, that's fine. Whatever. But anyways, I have no idea what we were just talking about. So I just these are very rare in Minecraft, and Yeah, coming across one of these. So it's also very rare building a llama roller coaster, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if other people have done it, and I hope other people have done it. But stand on my shoulders again. If you want to do it, go for it. See which crazy roller coaster you can make. I mean, I already have a lot of good plans for mine. Like have it like by some and right here. This is the some of the iron I was talking about, as advertised. All right, so nice. We came across. Oh yeah, I was talking about all sorts of like ridiculous stuff like sex crimes and all this, but like, and that's why you got to be careful and kind of wear kid gloves is how it's put sometimes. That's because some people's throughput isn't quite there yet, and that's why. And I definitely mark that all of these are not made for kids. Like, and kids are gonna stumble upon these, and that's it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's a real reality, and that's why I got to be careful and make sure I classify. I don't know, and even make them. See, it's so much work trying to cover all the angles and bases. Well, what I was also saying is I think some of the ones like that, you can see it's a actual different texture under the crystal. I wonder if it actually creates more crystals or like if you can almost farm them. But then, in fact, let's see. Yeah, I don't think it didn't turn into anything else. So in fact, I think it just broke. Now, if I did so with Silk Touch, yeah, it just breaks and comes a shard. Oh, that might be because that broke off and became a shard because it was attached to it. But if you Silk Touch these, then they, yeah. I don't know. See, we're learning all sorts of stuff about the game mechanics. And I don't know. And there's a reason geology was the one that I did the best in because I'm very passionate about rocks and minerals. I don't know. They just always look cool, and I always had a bunch around. See, and there you go, frame of reference. I had parents that worked in mines, and they brought home really cool looking rocks, and that made, and that was worth more like, because they're pretty expensive too, depending on the rock that you bring up. And that's something to think about too, because depending on the rock that you bring up, it is technically the property of the mine, or you found it via using the mine. So that's like using work materials. I mean, I don't know. It's like, yeah, so you got to be careful. Oh, shit, I hope I'm not. Yeah, whatever. I mean, who's gonna. See, I don't know. See, that's that whole statute of limitation things, and like, and if crime and punishment wasn't so unbearable, like, where you're like risking like years of your life just because of, I don't know. Like, it's not like they went out to like sell them, and even then, like, the Jean Valjean thing, like, people looking back at that would be like, oh, that seems kind of okay, whatever. I think they'd be more horrified, be like, wow, people used to dig into the earth, like, hollow out a bunch of mountains and then cause a bunch of like pollution and runoff and everything. Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, hey, you're welcome for all of your techno gadgets and stuff because I don't even know what they were mining up there. I think it was like lead, and now it's molybdenum, the thing that I can never pronounce. But I mean, it doesn't matter because it's happening all over, and until we start like, I don't know, wow, why do I have so much? I will do that because you do not want to. Although I suppose I could always just come back to the same spot because I do want to get all of this stuff. I want to say is calcium, calcite. Yeah, I was like calcium doesn't sound right, but yeah, calcite, which is actually, and I want to say that's a real rock and mineral or rock or mineral. I know diorite is, and I honestly like I said that in one of the recent videos too. Is like I don't know if I don't know if it actually looks like that. Like I do remember seeing a black and white rock, and I do have my book now, so I can see. Although I did have another so there is some gem and mineral identification pages in the book, but I also had a workbook somewhere. I think that went more in depth with it. But even with just that, I should be able to like identify stuff or at least come close. And that's what was fun about it, is because like there's some that look so similar and that you have to get really down to like the hardness, like how much they would scratch on a scratch plate, or would they scratch, this or that, and then or could they be scratched? Because that's the other way you can test for hardness. And then does it have cleavage? Which, of course, you get the snickers from the other people, or pretty much a lot of people. But it's basically like, does it break off at like these have cleavage because they break off at a cubic or like a sheet of because it could be any kind of weird polygon shape. It doesn't have to be these perfect squares. In fact, it rarely is. perfect squares. But then again, I say that, but I have seen, many examples of, minerals in the shape of perfect squares and just things that don't look like they should exist in nature. Like just, I don't know, just yeah. I'm gonna come back for, although I say that, but let's be real, am I? So let's get all this. Actually, so and then what's this stuff too? So that's yeah, smooth basalt is the other thing that you find in these things. So you get calcite and smooth basalt, and so it's basically like a layer of each, and it's in the shape of like an egg or a sphere or a geode. I mean, so geodes are rocks, or well, they're rocks that have minerals that formed inside of them, usually from like water or like minerals seeping in, and then I want to say that's how geodes are formed. And again, I would have to go look up, you know. And that was general geology too, mind you. There's much more advanced geology classes, and that's like, me saying I got the highest score in that one class is just saying I got the highest score in a freshman level like area of this study. Like if I really wanted to get into it, there's at least ancient geology, and then, well, I mean, there's at least that, and I want to say there's more, but to get a job as a geologist. And really, that's a kind of niche market too. And I wonder how saturated that is because it is such a cool area of study. And so, like, but mostly your talents are used to find like oil or platinum or lithium. Although there was that article from MIT about the new liquid batteries, or no, there's liquid batteries, and then there's also sulfur aluminum. Yeah, sulfur aluminum batteries that make it better for like charge stations. Let's see, I need to get rid of some stuff. Let's get rid of some copper. We don't really need all that. Let's see. And then that smooth basalt will get more copper. That's fine. Or actually, wait, tough. That's pretty garbage too. So, all right. Anyways, jeez, just keep forgetting. And I still have no idea what that other thing was. And I'm gonna watch the video and I'm gonna be like, oh, it's like yelling, like you should have just kept with it, but you didn't. You got distracted. Um, so shoot, I feel like that was really easily distracted with Minecraft. Let's see. Let's at least get rid of this and then. Oh, the batteries. Yeah. So and also I saw an article on solar panels replacing glass. So like these are other technological advances that it's really easy to be optimistic, I should say, about the future. And not even like the distant future, like, oh, one day we'll have flying cars. Like that's not even an issue now. Like I don't think anyone really cares about that. As long as we can cut down on the traffic nowadays, like I don't know, have more remote workers or stuff like that. Wait, is that diorite or is that yeah, because I'm not even picking that up. Or wait. No, that is the oh, it is diorite, but I have a diorite. Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, because that's the calcite stuff, and even that it looks different than what I'm used to because this is the city texture pack, and so this is just kind of like when I saw the warden stuff that didn't look the same. And anyways, and that's also why I'm kind of like I'm curious about the markets for like vehicles and housing because even housing materials, you've got hempcrete, and that's another funny thing about illegal cannabis is we've also been denied this like very useful building material that's I think it's very cheap, and I've even seen like let's put it this way, I've seen a carbon fiber car hood made out of hemp like I forget which I think it was like Popular Science that like it said yeah this is actually made out of hemp like so. And I know you can't make all plastics because I was looking into that too. I was like, well, why can't we just replace like fossil fuel plastic production with hemp production? And it's not that simple. I don't think it actually replaces those plastics, but at the same time, we can also reduce our use of plastics. And this all ties back to I was seeing this article about the ocean cleanup, and now it's like becoming a non-issue, but at the same time, and that's because of communication and technology. Like it all comes back to like, okay, they were able to spread the word and gather the funds and do all of this and continue their story, and they keep pushing, they keep needing more. But they're getting further and closer, and like it's actually a realistic, attainable goal. And like before, it'd be like, oh, I couldn't move mountains like that. Well, yeah, they're doing exactly that. They're moving mountains of trash out of the ocean. It's like, oh. And again, you need to not like, rag on the billionaires because for all you know, they are funding a lot of random stuff like that. And like, and the thing with Elon that just kind of like bothers me with like people that have a problem with them, it's like he's doing the electric cars. Like, yeah, they're super expensive and yeah, they could be better, um, but he's doing them. No one else is doing them. Like, and he's got to do what he needs to do to make that money to continue to do it. So that's the other thing. And even if he started out with a lot of money, he's actually doing things that are benefiting, the world at a price, but whatever. Like, I mean, even by doing so, he's created an adversary that inspired others to start producing cheaper and better electrical vehicles. See, that's the spirit of capitalism and competition. And he did just that Republican thing with who's a what's it's DeSantis the other day, and that's fine, whatever. I mean, in fact, that is a perfect point. We need to be doing that, but not for the funding. The funding should still be banned, but um, we should be having that form of publicity and everybody watching. And I don't even care how many people it was. It should have been more because we need to get past, and myself included. And I didn't want to watch it, and I wait. Did we decide that we got everything out of there? Sorry, so because I know myself, I know I'm probably not going to come back. Oh, yep. See that? Da-da-da-da. Oh, and this thing, like, it's just glitching. I don't know. It's just, or maybe yeah. See, that'd be really creepy if like someone from Mojang was like controlling things. Like, oh, he's jumping up. No, I'm sure because it's happened enough times to where now I know that it is just a possibility. Just like that glitch where if you're farming, sometimes it can like just randomly you take damage, which it's not that big of a deal. Like I'm fine with that. That's in fact, it's kind of funny, just and it's not threatening too. Like, I mean, if I wasn't in peaceful, it might be a little bit annoying because then like you actually have to eat food to heal and all that stuff. But okay, if you don't like it, don't play in peaceful, or don't play out of peaceful. There you go. So, anyways, sorry, that was a real long roundabout thing. I'm curious as to what things that I might even be saying. Like, so there's a blind spot of my own behavior and thoughts. Is like, well, what stuff am I saying that's already outdated? Like, and that is real too, because that was a Twitter conversation, and it was something I don't even know what, and I was all on my high and mighty porch about politics, and I hate being there. I try not to be there, but somewhere I was, and then uh, wait, hold on, which one is? No, we don't want that, right? Okay, but then why am I not picking? Okay, no, sorry, I'm not picking up that one. So there we go. Okay. Because whenever you see it and you don't actually, it doesn't pick up, that's an indicator that you're not actually picking up. So, and you can hear the noises and time it to when you should be touching it basically, or your hitbox, as they say, like any point of contact with your character. So you could even see it like as I walk into things. So, yeah. Or get close enough in proximity. Anywho, um, yeah, now it's all quiet and everything, and now I don't know where we came in from. There, okay. All right, anyways, yeah, it's not often that you run into those amethyst things. Where are we at on? Oh, okay, it is. My alarm's about to go off, and we've got like 1 minute left, so, and that's fine. I'm running out of things to say. That was good. We're gonna build a llama. Yep, there's the alarm. All right, we're gonna build a llama roller coaster, and I can do a lot of that off camera, but basically, just wanted to share that and then talk about that. Actually, wait, before I even do any more of this, I'm gonna go do. I gotta go update the career advice stuff because yeah, because that is important, and I think more people should understand that. More people are understanding that, so that's again another reason I'm optimistic. But like, the more people do that, and the more people are conscious about how they speak about people too behind their backs, like just always assume that you can be heard, and like just try to speak in ways where you wouldn't be embarrassed if anyone was like standing outside your door or office or whatever. So, anyways, that's just 30 minutes. I'll talk to you later. Or sorry, um, until the next one. Bye bye.